The setting may have been different, but the Benchmark name evolved from that same commitment to quality, that persistent quest for excellence.
So the name Benchmark and how it came about and what it really means to us is a much longer story, but it's a common word. I mean, many people in business use the word benchmark. Right? It's a fairly common word. Often in client relationships, we often get comments about using it as a pun. I hate to use a pun, but the benchmark, and it's often referred to as, well, what's the best? What's the mark we would compare ourselves to? What is the industry standard or industry best? And that's really where it came from. The definition of benchmark is the standard by which all others are measured. So its identity in its early years were very much this identity around being the best in the business, being something unique, being something that others would look at and say, I want to be like that. Sort of set the mark, set the benchmark, be something that people would compare themselves to. And more recently, I would say as the organization rebranded, as the organization thought about a global hospitality company and particularly identifying the word benchmark by itself, it took on all that much more power. I've said many times, I fell in love with this name and what it really means because I was used to it for so long, but really living out every single day as an organization and as a people group, wanting to be the best, wanting to continue to raise the bar, wanting to continue to have others look at us and say, I wish we were more like that. I wish we were more like Benchmark. And truly being an industry icon that people would compare themselves to. So it's not just a word, it's a feeling. It's a feeling, it's an aspiration, it's a goal, it's a constant energy of wanting to continue to be better every single day. So the name also matters and should matter to our guests and to our employees. How we translate this idea of being the best in the business and continuing to be innovative in what we do, we expect the same of our employees. We do expect them to be some of the best in the business, to raise the expectations of their own performance, to continue to raise customer service levels, continue to raise productivity. There is an expectation that we're hiring the best employees in the business and we're giving them the tools and resources to ultimately do their job better. And of course, that translates to the guest experience. We measure often and we talk about it often. Everything we do on TripAdvisor, everything we do with our customer reviews, everything that we do internally to tell stories about these unique experiences. We'd hope our guests would walk away with some of the best experiences they've ever had in their life. So when they go home and they sit around a campfire, or they sit around at the dinner table and they talk about family stories and places that they've been, or business people talk about meetings that they've had, that they would remember the one they had at a Benchmark property and the one that they thought was one of the best they've ever had. And that in and of itself is a benchmark within their own organization or within their own family to say, how do we do that again? Or we want to do that again. We want that experience again. So it really does translate into every single facet of the company.